All right, let's watch this one. Where will Cristiano Ronaldo be next season? 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Let's see this. Let's go. Sky Sport News.
Right. For more on the developing story that Cristiano Ronaldo...
Honestly, wait. Honestly, I don't... Bro, if Ronaldo changes to Chelsea or any Premier League team instead of Manchester United, I'm actually going to be, like, fucking fuming. If he goes to Chelsea, I don't... Bro, it's so weird. I said this on the last video on this channel. I don't see him in Chelsea. It's like, in Chelsea, kids, I don't know. It's, like, literally weird.
Be on his way out of Manchester United. We can speak to European football expert Andy Brassel. We do know that Ronaldo wants to play Champions League football. He's certainly not going to get that at Manchester United next season. But of all the clubs around Europe that could potentially afford him, which side do you think is favourite to lure him away from Old Trafford?
Well, I think, Hayley, we have to look at how his affordability might change. I mean, what's been clear coming out of his camp since this story first broke that he would be aiming to move on from Manchester United after just a single season back is that he would be willing to take a substantial pay cut. Now, of course, substantial pay cut and Cristiano Ronaldo could still work out as unaffordable and will still work out as unaffordable for a lot of different clubs out there. I guess the question we're finding out in these exploratory talks at the moment, and they are exploratory talks, of where might be available as a reasonable destination. So obviously Chelsea comes up because Todd Bowley's not completely shut it down, and also because of the fact that they're a Premier League club and one of the biggest Premier League clubs. I think you have to ask about other ones out there. Now, Bayern have said this is completely out of sync with what we want to do. They want to go a bit younger, and they would be wanting to look for a younger Lewandowski replacement, if indeed they're going to look for a Lewandowski replacement this summer. It wasn't initially their preferred choice. I think we're looking back to Italy now. So we're not just looking at the George Mendes connects at Roma, but if we're really looking for Champions League, then Napoli have been put forward as a potential deal. Now, bearing in mind that they are looking to slim down their wage bill
everything but Serie A, man.
Qualified for the Champions League again. Maybe some sort of compromise would be there. Though it's really interesting when you bear in mind the incredible rivalry that there is between Napoli and Juventus in current years, how that would go down in Italian football circles and particularly amongst the fans.
What about Germany? What about Bayern Munich? Because we heard from the CEO, Oliver Kahn, saying that they aren't interested in signing Ronaldo, but if Lewandowski was to leave, do you think that could still materialise maybe?
I still think it's unlikely, to be perfectly honest. I mean, they've been pretty clear on which way they want to go. Clearly, they want to go with younger players going forward. And, of course, Lewandowski would be the exception to that if they were to stick with him going into next season, which is still their preferred plan, although they have actually named a price, albeit a price that Barcelona, the one place that he really wants to go, aren't able to afford that price, particularly at the moment. Also, Bayern's priorities are really strengthening their defence at the moment. They're looking at Matthijs de Ligt. They're maybe looking at moving on Benjamin Pavard as well. So it's the defence that Julian Nagelsmann, the coach, have talked about for months about strengthening going forward. Now, the fact that Sadio Mane has come in, of course, he's not a direct replacement for Lewandowski if he were to move on. But there are other players who could move into that central spot, including Serge Gnabry, even though there are still doubts over his future, of course.
I mean, what about Paris Saint-Germain? Obviously, PSG could, have the finances. Would that be an option at all? You'd have Messi there and Ronaldo together, and Mbappe as well. It'd be quite a frightening attack, wouldn't it?
Well, it'd be exciting, and I think a lot of people would be excited by the prospect. But again, they're going in a different direction. PSG are moving away from this star-led model, Hayley. That's been behind the appointment of Christophe Galtier. I'm sure Mauricio Pochettino is sitting there thinking, if they'd have dumped this star-led model a couple of years ago, I might have had a better chance of having a long-term future at PSG. But the striker they're really looking at is Gianluca Scamacca, who will be the future number 9 of Italy, who's already started to break into that team, really burly, bustling target man, but not that sort of star name. They're looking for the right players to take them forward, younger players, much like they've got Vitinha in to sort of cover for and play next to Marco Verratti as well.
Andy, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Sick. Oh yeah, it is what it is. Sick video, man. Sick video. Nice. Good to see.